Today, I have a rather pricey ticket for both the Late Pick 5 and the NYRA Grand Slam today at Belmont Park. However, when these exotics are paying you life-changing salaries, you won't be complaining much about a $50 or $60 investment. So let's get started.
Welcome to Thoroughbred Ticket. We're playing the exotics like trifectas, superfectas. The pick 3, 4, 5, and 6 will become that much easier. Rushing to handicap multiple races? Well, your host will save you a bundle of time. And now here he is, the self-proclaimed expert handicapper, Mr. Kenneth Moultrie.
Thoroughbred Ticket for this Saturday, September 26th, 2020. My name is Kenneth Moultrie, and my goal here is to offer you exotic plays when those times are rushed for you, or you're just on the fence about certain runners or certain investments. And today, as I mentioned in my opening, I will offer you the Late Pick 5 today, as well as the NYRA Grand Slam. So today's Late Pick 5 at Belmont Park is going to cover races 6 through 10, and I'm going to offer you a $90 play, 90. And I'm going to go into sequence here, and I'll give those horses to you, obviously, in slight detail. I'm going 5 by 3 by 3 by 2 by 2. So let's go ahead and start with the 6th race. And before I get started, we're looking at fast and firm so far at Belmont Park. The Widener turf course rails are set at 18 feet, and the inner are at 27 feet. So a little bit off the rail for the inner, so might help some closers coming down the lane in those particular races that are scheduled today for the inner. Race 6 is a mile and a 16th on the inner. A purse of $38,000 for maiden fillies, $40,000, and 10 are scheduled to run. I do have a couple scratches on the card. I'll get to that as I get into the other races. Like I say, I'm going to give you 5 runners here. I'm the type of handicapper who doesn't go very, very deep, especially when there's 12 or 11 or 12 horses. I try to stay under 4 or under. But when handicapping this race, this was very, very tough, very, very contentious. So, just spend a few extra dollars in my case. And I'm like, hey, hopefully, I get that extra horse in there. I'm going to start with the number 2 horse, Valletta, and she's going to be my top selection of the 5 I give you. Valletta's a 3-year-old filly by Into Mischief, and Danny Gargan just claimed this horse for $40,000. Javier Castellano will ride. Now, we know Danny Gargan, main man is Kendrick Carmouche, and I'm looking at the jockey trainer stats with Javier and Danny Gargan, and it's 0 for 3. So I don't remember much Javier riding for Danny Gargan. And I also look in his race and see that Kendrick is on a horse for David Duggan, and I'll get to that horse in a minute. But I do like the horse Valletta. Like I say, I will make her my top choice. Her last race was a mile and 16th on the turf at Saratoga. She was bet pretty good at 5-1. Was closing very, very fast, missed by only a length, finishing 4th. Broke last in a field of 11. So, she came running on. Danny Gargan took her. Now, there's going to be some different tactics here. Her mile and 16th races at Gulfstream Park on turf, and like I say, this last race at Saratoga are very, very good, and she wanted me to put her on top. So that's the number 2 horse, Valletta. I'm also going to use the number 3 horse, We 5, who's taking blinkers off for John Terranova. Joel Rosario takes the call here. This horse is obviously a mating, only 3 lifetime starts. So the horse hasn't really gotten into it pretty much in any race. I think these blinkers off will help her. One time she ran with blinkers off at Tampa Bay, and she finished a so-so 4th, beaten 9 lengths plus. Joe Rosario, like I say, takes over the call. Thinks this horse will have different tactics today, and I look for her to be much improved today in the 6th race. The number 7 horse, Checks and Balances, is Linda Rice claim horse. Gets her main man, Jose Lescano, on. She claimed this horse for $40,000. out of the race at Saratoga, the same race that the three horse We5 came out of. So I'm looking at like races here. This horse finished a good third, 2 back at Saratoga at this very distance for this very claiming price. So this horse should be tough too. This horse should actually be post-time favorite. The number 9 horse is another horse I'll use, Hot Button. This horse is trained by Brad Cox. Jose Ortiz will ride. This horse is taking a kind of, I would say, a significant drop from $75,000 or $80,000 into this $40,000 tag today. This 3-year-old filly by Summer Front. She raced on a good track at Saratoga last time. I think the time would have been much better had the track been fast. It had a little give to it. The horse ran pretty much second all the way around the track in a somewhat merry-go-round race. Irad had her last time. Jose gets her today. The slight drop in class should make her very, very tough. The number 10 horse, Kitten's Romance, is the final horse I will use in this race. This horse, here's where Kendrick Carmouche lands. This horse was also claimed for $40,000 out of that race. David Duggan took her. Now, the significance about Kitten's Romance is she was bet at 5-2 last time. Now, she finished up the track beating 11 lengths, finishing 8th. But it was saying something that this horse, 2 back, had a 72 buyer, finishing second, missed by just the nose. So that warranted her 5-2 action the next time out, especially with Jose riding. The horse didn't run well, but like I say, she was claimed. The Kitten Joy filly was claimed for 40, and now Kendrick, who usually ends up on Danny Gargan's horses, now ends up here on this horse for David Duggan. So this horse, I think, is going to be very tough. This is a very deep race. Like I said, I'm using 5 in this race. The 2 horse Valletta, the 3 We5, the 7 Checks and Balances, the 9 Hot Button, and the 10 Kitten's Romance. In race 7, second leg of the late pick 5, I'm going 3 deep. The number 1 horse, Last Judgment, claimed for $40,000 by Thomas Morley last time. Javier ends up on this. This horse come off a win at Saratoga at 7 furlongs. This race is 6 furlongs for an optional claimer, 62. And this is kind of right up this horse's alley. This horse is 10-1 on the morning line. I think this is a kind of a misjudgment, actually, for Last Judgment on the morning line. But, you know, this gelding right here just put down a 91 buyer, closing from basically in mid-pack, passed about 6 or 7 horses in the stretch, won with Jose last time. He's shortening up. However, the horse is 2 for 2 at 6 furlongs. Never been on Belmont's track, but just breezed a 47, which was actually second best of 69 horses who worked that very distance on that very day. So I'm using the 1 horse, Last Judgment. I'm also using the number 3 horse, Celtic Chaos. So Celtic Chaos, now this is a very interesting situation I see here. I see that Celtic Chaos was entered in the 9th race yesterday at Belmont. And there's other horses that were entered in that very same race in this particular race. I think like 4 others. But this horse is also claimed last time. This horse was claimed by Rudy Rod. Now, this horse has come off a win, a 7 furlongs for optional claimer state bred at Saratoga. So this horse is very sharp too. This 86 buyer is not as high as the previously mentioned horse. I like the 1, but once again, you know, I'm using multiple horses here. This horse may be even a larger price than the 1. This horse should be running very, very good, should stay close to the pace. Like I say, I expect different tactics now that Rudy Rod has the horse. Manny Franco rides. Manny Franco is off to an excellent start here at the Belmont Fall Meet. So I'm also using the 3 horse Celtic Chaos. The last horse I'm using in this second leg of the late pick 5 is the number 9 horse, Pete's Play Call. Now, Pete's Play Call was also entered in the 9th race yesterday at Belmont Park. This horse does have a win on the surface. This horse is seeking his three wins in a row. John Toscano has this horse. Joe Rosario rides. The horse runs on or near the lead basically in the last 3 or 4 starts. He had a very good September 20, 48 breezing at 4 furlongs. So, like I said, I think of the 3 horses that I picked or chose in this race, this horse should be closest to the front during most of the race. I'm going to put this horse on top of the 3 horses I chose. The 87 buyer last time with Saez was very, very good. This horse does have 5 wins and 16 starts at this very distance. I like the 9 horse Pete's play call. So once again, to recap, the number 1 horse Last Judgment, the 3 horse Celtic Chaos, and the 9 horse Pete's play call. That's in the second leg of the late pick 5 today at Belmont Park. Race 8 is the grade 3 Noble Denzel. It will be run at a mile on the Widener, so fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. 9 are signed up. And in looking at this race, I mean, this is very, very tough. I'm using 3 in this race. I really believe I can get out of here with 3, just 3 horses. There are some horses I have to leave off the ticket because I really don't want to, choose 80% of horses in each race. It's really unrealistic. I'm quite sure a lot of my listeners out there are not going that deep. So I'm trying to make it realistic, but also give it a chance. And right now, like I said, there's going to be a couple of horses in here who I would put on a ticket, but I just can't. Let's start with the number 3 horse Chaleur. This is a Belmont horse. Javier Castellano will ride. Now, Mott's off to kind of a slow start. Doesn't look like he's going to have quite the meet here at Belmont that he had upstate. But this horse is 1 for 1 on Belmont's turf course. She won a $62,000 optional claimer at this very distance, a flat mile, 135 flat, received a 90 buyer. Now, this horse is gradually going up the conditions. In the Perfect Sting, a non-graded $100,000 event, just missed by half a length to another runner in this race who I'm not going to use, which is the 9 Feel Glorious. But I like the way this horse is moving up. I like the forward position that she carries. And I think that Javier will probably have this horse, like I said, on or near the lead. This horse, in my opinion, should be no worse than first or second in this particular race. The number 4 horse Blowout will be my top selection. Blowout is 2 for 2 on Belmont's turf course. Now, I'm going to reiterate this in case this is their first time listening to my show or broadcast. I do have a handicapping style. Everyone does. And one of my styles is I love what they call horses for courses. I don't necessarily think that horses know exactly what course they are or have a particular feeling. I do believe that trainers and other connections point horses to particular tracks and train them in such a way that they're going to offer their best when they have shown a affinity for the track or actually has run well at the track previously. So, like I said, Blowout is 2 for 2 on this particular service. She is a need to lead type. This is a Chad Brown filly. John Velasquez will ride. Nothing else much to be said. This horse has to be on or near the lead. And if this horse breaks well and gets the lead, she's going to be very, very hard to beat. The third and final horse I'm using in this race is another Chad Brown runner, the number 7 horse, Nuez Sahara. And Jose Ortiz will ride. Irad rode the previous 2 times. Now, this horse does have a third on Belmont's turf course, although it was on the inner, 2 different turf courses. This horse was bet at 6, it looks like 7 to 5. Beaten favorite in that particular race. Went to Saratoga in the De La Rose and also ran a bang-up second in that race to Videra. So this horse is very, very sharp. It looks like, I think you'll get a price on this horse based on the great, the company that she's been running in. So, but tactically, is she going to sit behind the 4 Blowout and the 3 Chaleur? If she sits behind them, there should be those 3 horses, in my opinion, running to the wire together. So that's the 3 horse Chaleur, the 4 horse Blowout, and the 7-horse North